everyone, so welcome to this week's Plan With Me. In case you guys missed last week's video, this is the final spread of this one. So if you guys are interested in seeing this, I will have it linked at the end of this video. And yeah, so let's get started on this week's Plan With Me. So since this week is going into the first week of December, I decided to kind of start doing like a little bit more Christmassy kind of, I guess like spreads. I don't know if they'll all be like super Christmassy, but I do kind of like this color combination a lot more than like the traditional kind of like emerald green and bright red. I think like the turquoise and red is kind of a little bit more of a modern kind of like Christmas thing. I don't know. I've just noticed that a lot with like decorations and stuff. The one thing I was going to reprint but I ended up not doing is just my colors didn't match here. These two, they match each other but they don't match like the rest. It's a kind of a bit more cool blue and this is a little bit more teal. But oh well, I think I'll just live with it and it shouldn't be that bad. So last week I talked about the Korean drama that I watched, which was Shopping King Louie, and this week I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm not really going to be talking too much about a show this time, but I'm going to be talking about K-pop music in general, because that's something like I've kind of gotten into over the last like, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah. I've always like heard about like K-pop and like J-pop music and stuff, but I was like, I don't know, never really into it. Just, I'm kind of weird because I'm not super into like music that much anymore. Like when I was growing up and especially like in middle school, I was like all about like pop punk and stuff, and oh my god, I loved music, but I don't know, just as I've gotten older, I just kind of stopped caring so much about music. Like I don't seek out music very much, like new music. I mean, every once in a while I'll like come across something that I really love, but I don't know, music's just not a huge priority to me like it was when I was a lot younger. So I just kind of like would listen to just basically like whatever was popular like on the radio and stuff, and you know, I don't know, I just didn't really care so much. But since I've been watching all these like Korean shows, like it started with basically just, you know, from watching the Korean shows, I would obviously be exposed to a lot of the Korean music like from the soundtracks and stuff like that. And that's kind of like how my, I guess like K-pop interest started. So like the first show that I watched that I felt really had a super like noticeable, not noticeable, but like memorable, you know, music was definitely Boys Over Flowers. I think anytime I think of that show, I always think of Almost Paradise. And I don't know, I feel like that's like what everyone thinks about just because they use that song so much in Boys Over Flowers, which was one of my favorite songs. But like, so Boys Over Flowers I think is like kind of what started my interest in K-pop. And it, of course, Boys Over Flowers is quite a few years old now. So I started like listening to just like whatever the songs were in the shows, and then I slowly like would find, you know, more music from like if I watched a more recent drama. I would always like, there's always like 2 or 3 songs in each drama that I like really liked, and so I'd like go look them up and listen to them and stuff like that. So like all good obsessions in life, it really did start with Boys Over Flowers. I mean, there's like a million like iconic songs, you know, in Boys Over Flowers just alone. Just like all the music was just so, I don't know, at least to me it was very memorable, especially probably because they like played it so much. And one of the songs that was really memorable for me from Boys Over Flowers was one called, it translates to Because I'm Stupid, and it was one of the like second male lead, Kim Hyung-jun, his I think his boy band or whatever. But they played that song a lot, and I really fell in love with that one. So that, they were kind of like my very first like K-pop band that like I actually like sought out music and listened to rather than just like randomly hearing one of their songs. And if I didn't say, I think their band name was SS501. So yeah, that was my very first like K-pop band that I listened to, and then of course I like listened to you know, some of their songs and then some of their solo songs and stuff. I think it's 5 or was 5 of them in the band, and I always felt like, I don't know, I was never a huge boy band fan other than of course like NSYNC when I was like geez, I don't know, 6 or 7. I don't know. I feel like boy bands are just not a huge thing in America, especially to the degree of like what it once was. Like, I mean, the latest boy band I can think of in America, but they're not even American, you know, is like, what are they called? One Direction. I like completely blanked. That's how much I don't care about them. But like, I feel like they were like, obviously the last, or the most recent boy band like that was popular in America, rather than like, or I guess up until like, you know, like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, New Kids on the Block, stuff like that. And then, I don't know, maybe Jonas Brothers. So after I started listening to them, and I don't think that SS501 is like currently still a band or not. I don't know 100%. I think 2 of them are actually like on military service duty right now. So, I don't know. And plus they're a little bit older. They're like in their 30s or like 29, 30s-ish. So they're kind of like older, like for boy bands and stuff. I think they debuted in like, I don't know, maybe like 2005 or something, which, you know, that was over 10 years ago, so it's been quite a while. So then after I started listening to them and stuff, I would like, you know, slowly find a few other bands, and I haven't really gotten into any other like band specifically, with the exception of one, which I will talk about in a bit because it ruined my life in the best possible way. But you know, I would find like 1 or 2 like random songs from like other popular groups. I'm not a huge fan of like the girl groups and stuff. Like there's a lot of them. Like I think there's one called Girls' Generation. There was one called or like Girls' Day, or is it the same thing? I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of like girl groups, but there are a couple that I listen to, and I don't even know if some of them are even still like together or not. I'm so like not in the loop of K-pop music news, but I did hear like there was this one other like really popular girl group that like just recently like broke up, like I don't know, within the last few days or something, so that sucks for all those fans. So again, just backing up really quickly, so like I said, I'd mentioned I had found a lot of the music that I liked through dramas that I'd watched, and some of the dramas that I watched had like, I don't know, really not the best like soundtrack or something, but some that I really enjoyed the music was, I liked the Airs. They had really good music. What else? Boys Over Flowers had good music. Cinderella and Four Nights, that one was really good. Then what else? Shopping King Louie, which I just watched. There was a couple good songs I liked from that one. And then from Madame Antoine, there was one that I really liked, and it was called Swing Magic by Rue, I think. I love that song. It's so like, I don't know, it's just really good. And then Scarlet Heart had like one of the best soundtracks like of all time, if I'm gonna like be Kanye. So just a couple like bands that I listened to that I liked 1 or 2 songs of. There was one girl, I think her name was Hyuna, I think that's how you say it, I don't know. But there was like a couple songs I liked from hers. I think she used to be in a girl group, but then I think she went solo, or like the group broke up and she went solo, I don't know. Either way, she's got a few songs that I like. Her song Roll Deep, that was one where like she raps, like that one is, that's a very interesting song. It's always funny, like I see a lot of like memes about how, you know, Korean dramas are typically very like, I don't know, innocent or playful or something, and then like K-pop is just like, it's all out, it's twerking, it's ass shaking, it's, I mean, it's just funny at how different the two like mediums are. But one girl group I just started listening to, and they actually like just debuted like a few months ago, so they're a pretty new group, but they're called BLACKPINK, and I love them. They're so adorable. I love their music. My 2 favorite songs from them has got to be Playing with Fire. I think that's like their kind of like big hit for right now, and then the other one is Whistle. I love that one. It's so cute. And there's only there's 4 girls in that group, so I don't know, I always felt like with a lot of the boy bands there are so many members, like it's wild. There's some groups that have like 12 or 13 people, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's too much for me to handle. So far, my favorite person in BLACKPINK is Lisa. She is so adorable. I love her so much. She's just the cutest. She's the cutest thing I've ever seen. And then the most recent boy band that I've gotten into that has like I mentioned, has ruined my life in the best possible way is BTS. I am BTS trash now. I love everything they do. I am completely obsessed. It's so hard for me to like pick favorites and stuff, and there's like 7, I think seven. There's 7 guys in that group, which typically my limit for like boy bands is like, I feel like 4 or 5 is more than enough members. But I don't know, I love BTS. They are like my new obsession, and I'm like a total fangirl, and I geek out over everything, and they're going on tour and they're coming to America. Oh my god, I really want to go to their concert now. The first song that I listened to of theirs was I Need You, and then I listened to Run. That's one of my all-time favorites, like, ever. And then their new album just came out, I think, like in October, so like they've got all that music. They're just so good. I can't get over it. They just won this really cool award, and I don't know, I'm just so excited. They're so talented. They are absolutely talented. So like in K-pop, it's kind of like, I don't know, divisive between, you know, whether what fandom you're a part of and stuff. And I know another really popular boy band group that I think they're constantly compared to is called, I think, EXO. Is that it? God, I'm gonna like get the wrath of people if I don't like EXO. I haven't given EXO like a decent listen to yet, because I just kind of get obsessed with like one band, and then I'll listen to them for like 2 months, and then I'll like either get tired or move on. I don't think I'll get tired of BTS at all, but yeah, so I haven't given EXO like a really fair listen or anything, but I know one of the guys was in Scarlet Heart, and I really liked his character. He was a really good actor. I think that might have been his first acting role, but he did really good in that as well. The only thing that kind of like confused me a bit about EXO was that how I think originally it was like 12 people, but they were like 6 and 6, and one was like Korean, they would sing in Korean, and I think the other one was like they would sing in Mandarin, I think. And then I think they like merged, I don't know, and there's a lot of subgroups. I don't understand EXO, so yeah, that's something for another day, because at the time being I do not understand any of it. And what I love about like listening to like the Korean music and everything is that you kind of pick up, you know, a few words here and there and stuff. So I don't know, I can sing a lot of songs in Korean, like if I'm like reading the lyrics and stuff now, but I don't know, I just find it really interesting, and I think it's really cool. So if you guys have any like Korean like music that I should listen to, definitely recommend it. I'm always open to suggestions. Okay, so I filled in pretty much everything I know up until this point. Pretty slim this week, but that is pretty much it for this plan with me. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, link is below. And until my next video, I will talk to you guys later.